Welcome back. You're watching Newsnight on ENCA. Onto the story now. The nail salon brand Tammy Taylor Nails South Africa has been accused of infringing on the Tammy Taylor trademarks. This comes after the termination of its relationship with its American principals. Now, reports suggest that the US-based Tammy Taylor Nails instructed the South African beauty company to stop trading under its name and ongoing contractual disputes. But to set the record straight, I'm joined now by the Tammy Taylor South Africa owners, Mal and Piet Viljoens. Good evening to the both of you, and thank you very much for joining us here on Newsnight.
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. We appreciate your time. So this is a very complex story that's been ongoing for so many years, and there's been so many allegations and so many accusations. So I really thought it important to have you both in studio just to tell your side of the story and sort of set the record straight on some of the allegations that's been made against you. And I'd like to start at the very beginning and talk about what that initial agreement between you guys and Tammy Taylor in America was. How did the conversation start?
Well, initially, I fell in love with the education of nails. And I wanted to bring that spirit to the people of South Africa. That's where that came from. The plan was to educate women how to do nails and to distribute a better product for them to use on their clients. So that is how it started. I obviously then did some research and I came across some products on YouTube, and that's how I found the Americans.
Yeah.
And I decided, okay, well, I'll give her product a try.
Yeah.
So that is how it
So
started.
there seems to be a misconception that you guys had taken her brand and sort of made it your own, and that she also does the same thing that you guys are doing in South Africa, which is that true?
Not at all.
Not at all.
If I can try and cram it into a little basket of information.
Please.
Tammy Taylor is a distributor of nail products in America.
Yes.
She did, however, tell us that she manufactures the product. So every year we would go to Los Angeles and visit with her. And some franchisees insisted that they need to know that the lab is secure should Tammy pass away or something happens. So every time that we went, Mel and her were very much in love, and I tried to just see where the future is. So I insisted on inspecting the lab, and I felt every time that I was blocked. And then as Mel and I grew the company bigger and bigger, just to rewind a bit, Tammy Taylor in America does not have one salon.
So they don't do nails?
No, not at all.
They only supply product?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions is that you guys took her idea of doing nails and franchising that, and you guys sort of stole that idea from her.
Not at all. So what happened was that we decided that the product is amazing, but just like a Rolls-Royce car, you have to really apply all the different procedures, the nail procedures. So Mel and I decided that without the right education, this will just be the next crappy product. So that's when we started this school, and we took the long route. And then, everything built up from there. But then as we grew, Tammy Taylor, when she visited here and saw that the franchisees are now 50, 100 and going strong, she insisted on wanting a slice of the cake.
Okay. So with regards to then the name, Tammy Taylor, that name is her name. So do you guys have the trademark now? How was that discussion, and what was the agreement with regards to the trademark of her name?
I don't want to take, this is my last because it's illegal.
Take your time, Piet.
So a trademark is like, you can also use the words Tammy and Taylor, but you can't use it in the way that we registered it, and you can't use it with the logo. So in America, it's just coincidental. Tammy's name is not Taylor, it is something else.
Okay.
Her surname. So her version of the trademark is written in a very funny font that you can't read, but that's registered in her trademark office. So in South Africa, Mel and I realized that you can't read the name on a billboard. So we changed it into a much easier readable name, and we registered that in South Africa.
Yes.
Also, the concept of franchising was registered and done by us from the start. So it's just, we literally just cut out the middleman when she got too greedy.
So is there a court case ongoing with regards to the trademark and the name Tammy Taylor currently?
Yes.
Okay, so why? What is the reason for that ongoing court case?
So Mel and I were bullied by some people in the media. You'll find that Tammy Taylor has never spoken to the media.
Okay.
And we initially had only a distribution agreement. Then she insisted on a license agreement, which she couldn't do because she did not invent the product.
You mean the nail products?
The nail product, she did not invent it. She just found the best of some of it, and many of the products we developed together. When we met Tammy Taylor, she only had 5 different colors that you could put on nails.
Okay.
Together we have now grown it to 300 to 400 colors with matching gels and gel polishes. So, yeah, we literally grew everything together, and today the reason why we are in court is just I brought an interdict against the American company to keep our trademark here. So it was never borrowed to us, and neither were the franchising rights. That was designed by Mel and me from day one.
And interesting that you mentioned the products, because there was also this whole debacle about you guys are using fake products, you guys aren't using the original Tammy Taylor products, this is why my nails are lifting, all of these things. So what do you say to people who accuse you of rebranding bottles and using fake products?
I think the problem with that specific story is that it's a propaganda. And so the truth was never considered. I was never asked about the products.
Okay.
So I never had the opportunity to say, okay, guys, we are buying from the exact same lab as where it was originally made, and that the trademark and the concept was born here in South Africa. I was never considered, you know, my side of the story.
Okay.
And so that is the story.
Okay, so are you guys creating your own products now, or are you still receiving products from Tammy Taylor?
So we are creating products with chemists. So the products are top quality.
Yes.
And what's great is we are not limited in terms of colors anymore. And so a lot have changed over the years. Actually, there's newer technology now in the nail industry that we come across. And I'm very excited to showcase that to my clients in the next
If I can
month.
just clarify one point.
Sure, Piet.
South Africa doesn't have the technology nor the scale of economics to make acrylic powders. We are such a small country in the bigger scheme of things, and so far removed from the rest of the world. So we are buying from the exact same labs that Tammy buys.
In America.
And some of the stuff we are actually getting much better products, like if you can just focus in on my hands. This is called nail plump for men.
Amazing.
And this is what a man should wear if he wants to touch a girl like either of you.
Oh, yes.
We appreciate
yes.
that. So you invited me to get my nails done. And I am a girl who loves my nails. I love my beauty products. So I'm the type of girl that knows when I see quality. And on my nails, they are absolutely stunning. The quality is amazing, all of that. I can definitely vouch for that on my nails. But there are people who have accused Tammy Taylor of not living up to this standard when they enter one of the salons. Is that something that you hold yourselves accountable for, or do you then hold the franchise that did that nails accountable? How do you make sure that when someone steps into a Tammy Taylor, they get the best nail set possible and the quality that you guys advertise?
Quality control. I think I take full responsibility for quality. I personally now check it.
Okay.
So I think nail techs have bad nail days. It happens. I mean, they are just human. And they could maybe skip a step from time to time. I mean, it's human. So I'm not going to crucify the nail tech for maybe, missing something. When it comes to quality, I do think we should put more steps in place to go and check, is it our product? Is it correct? I think that's basically it.
It's very important.
If I can just again jump in and forgive me, but I do the day-to-day running.
No, and you hear,
and the
we want to hear
discipline.
from you.
I really want to get all the info out there. So a franchise is the right to copy something that worked. Our very first franchise is in Pretoria. It's called Tammy Taylor Nails, Moreleta Park. It's the very first one. It's fully booked. Don't even try and get in. But over time, some franchisees lack discipline. And although nail products are cheap per serving, you need to put some money aside for when you next need to buy products. But if you run out of planned money, then there's always a cheaper version out there. And that's where the quality sometimes lacks. And then I get unpopular because then I have to write you a letter to say that this is your first, second, or last warning.
Yeah. So moving on to, because we are running out of time, and I wish I could continue this conversation for longer because there's just so many questions that I want you to set the record straight on. A few years ago, there was this big expose and saga around Tammy Taylor not giving people their stores, people paying you money and not getting their stores. Is there anything that you'd like to say on that point? Because this is something that a lot of people, that left a bad taste in a lot of people.
I think, again, if I can just try and sum it up, there was a journalistic program that a journalist felt she got too close to the heat and she wanted to make it personal. So she recorded Mel in a 4-hour conversation. And in that conversation on our side, we have recorded footage of this journalist saying, when Mel asked her, how do you find the franchisees after interviewing all of them? And the words she said on camera was, no, mostly they are happy. And in the dictionary, mostly means just less than all. But then on the Sunday, they aired a version that was way different from this. So I can say as the CEO that there has never been, there was one woman on the same program that said she never got her salon. But she was found out by the media of a blatant lie. She ran her salon into the ground over 3 months. There was mental health issues, suicide attempts. And the brand always has to sit back and go, what is the best for this person? The fact that she's overreacting is not a reason for us to do the same. So
there was a report, sorry to interrupt you, Piet, there was a report that stated that a specific person who purchased a franchise had taken you to court and that you had to pay her back something like 2.8 million. This is something that I read online. So I'm asking you to clarify, is that true or not?
She literally sued her own company. She got judgment against her own company. This is the same person with the mental issues, and that also was aired in public. But if I can sum it up like this, if you want to purchase an airline ticket to fly overseas, you can either choose to have an inclusive package of, let's say you go to the Maldives and it's an included package, or two, you can only purchase the flight ticket. But if you don't show up and you warn nobody, you're going to forfeit the money that you have paid. And I think this gives a lot of people a reason to be upset, but they don't follow our, we have a refund policy, but they don't follow the steps. They disappear for 2 years and then they join a group of unhappy people that want to cause trouble.
I see. Now, I'm just going to shift gears quickly. You are on the Real Housewives of Van Pretoria. So just shifting gears quickly, what is it like being a reality TV star now? Are you enjoying it?
Apparently, I came out with flying colors, and I heard that I'm the star of the show, which is a shock to me after what I've been through, being in the news and all. So for me, I feel very blessed and honored that so many young people found me so inspiring. And I do want to leverage off of that to teach young South Africans how to negotiate and get themselves out of trouble.
Love that. Well, we have run out of time. In fact, we've gone way over our time. But thank you so much for joining us and telling your side of the story. I felt it to be important for everyone to have a platform to speak and to tell their truth. So thank you very much for your time, both Mel and Piet. We appreciate it.
It was an honor to be here.
Thank you so much. And I hope to see the both of you very soon. Well, that was Mel and Piet Viljoens. They are the founders of Tammy Taylor Nails here in South Africa, just answering some of those pertinent questions that a lot of people in the country might have and just setting the record straight on what's been happening with the Tammy Taylor franchise over the last couple of years. But